Yeah, ask how if. Oh no!
Poops my eye.
Oh no!
I lock the arm.
No, you can't touch her! You can't touch her! Don't touch her!
There's 2 guards.
This is so scary, guys. Good morning, everybody. It's me, Coach Woody here, and welcome back to KMATS. And we're about to start another Coach Commentaries, the Ultimate Self-Defense Challenge number 5. The last episode was all about the scenarios of, what was it? I think the scenario was Zombie Apocalypse, right? Z-Day. And we had some really cool scenarios where they had to work it out together, finding the keys or whatever to escape in a car, seeing people that they've never met and whether they should trust them or not. You got to see 2 of those from both teams. But anyway, this one seems a little bit, from what I've seen in the previous previews leading to this episode, it looked like there's some sort of domestic arguments, I guess. So now we have to stop and think about the scenarios, what's happening. Like, there's a lot of verbal confrontations in this one rather than actual physical fighting. And I guess some of them escalate and then it turns into a fight. So I'm just guessing these, that this is not really, I don't know what's happening here because I've never seen the episode. But so far, from what I've seen, from what I've been predicting, I've been like 80% right. And leading up to this one, it looks like some domestic issues with people that you're gonna eventually have to face in the real world. And I've seen that in retail stores a lot. I used to work at a retail store, a very famous retail store here in America. I was a security guard, and I was designated to help with situations such as these, if this is it, to de-escalate the situation. Okay, so using your mind, your eyes, and your words, and use a little bit of compassion to understand the situation. So let's see. Okay, let's continue on.
It was so confusing. The bloody guy was saying he stabbed someone. What am I here for?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is not what I planned.
This is intense because there are other people in here that are not fighters, and then they are here
After competing in 4 different self-defense challenges in 2 days to see who will become the ultimate self-defense
here
champion,
to
the 6
argue,
individuals
and you
feel
know,
the toll both for
now you
their
have to settle on
bodies
who's
and
right and who's wrong.
So it's like I'm literally in fight camp, but worse.
Worse?
This is the first time he said any of this. This whole time I was like, gosh, Jeff James is cool. Every time something negative came out of my mouth, I was like, oh, Seth, just suck it up. And I should not have done Watson deadlift.
Oh no!
I am hurt. I am tired. I have holes in various parts of my body. I'm spending way too much time with Sensei Seth.
It's another thing to prepare for like 3 fights a day for 5 days.
And although the special zombie event on the free day did slightly lift up their moods,
And then there were zombies. I was literally born to do this.
It was really, really fun. It was literally a live video game.
the tension before the 5th
Yeah,
challenge
I
was
told you
high,
guys,
and the contenders
Icy
were
Mike is my
especially stressed because they
favorite
were
for this,
intentionally given
the
very
last
little
episode.
information about it in order not to precondition their responses. All they knew was that
Icy
the challenge
Icy
was
Mike is just a
ultimately
badass,
and
guys.
Only after they
Let's
complete
just
the first one, they will be given more.
Icy Mike is just a
information.
badass. I'm a
The
huge
situation,
fan.
On their way to the second facility, they used some kick-ass music to set the right tone.
And everybody here is so chill, you know, no egos, you know, nobody's like.
Geared up, the contenders were given a very brief introduction.
It's going to go, one person goes, come back, next one
This
goes.
is what
Okay,
martial
there we
arts
go.
is all about.
She's your significant other for this drill. She's going to basically now take you into a situation and you're in there with her, okay? That's all I'll tell you.
Oh man, I was
It's
right.
better be safe than sorry.
And the first one was invited to begin the challenge.
I think it's gonna be 2 versus 1. I think it's gonna be like 5 versus 1, like gang fight.
So Jeff, meet your blind date. No, she's not your blind date. She is your...
Time you got here, the movie's about to start. Hurry up.
Already, hold on. Already, she's in a bad mood. It's obviously an acting part here. And oh, look at the back, guys. Look at those guys over there. They have helmets on. Well, obviously they're going to be doing something, but That means if they're sitting there, movie situations, I've seen people get mad over a movie because somebody was heckling while they're in the movie, and then I bet you the significant other is gonna escalate the situation. Maybe not her fault, maybe it's the other person's fault, who knows, right? But this is just my speculation. This is what I'm guessing. In movies, I've seen people get angry, throw popcorn and throw soda at each other because somebody started an issue with each other.
Have you seen like the first
But so far, she's already like,
the devil sits
is that Dewey? It's Dewey. Oh wait, no, that's not Dewey. Oh, there you go, the heckler
I was
situation.
expecting the guy to.
I
push
knew
me,
it.
And then we would fight on the seats.
Oh no.
Do you know what I find funny? The fact that you're touching him like a
Oh,
You're gonna sit here and take this? You want that side. You want that side. How about you enjoy the movie. Like, you enjoy the movie. Don't sit here. What kind of man are you? Shut up! What do you really want? Go? Damn cinema.
oh no. This is how it happens, you guys. It's exactly like this.
And cut. They're being ranked, so it depends on what other
So I could've fought.
ID. You could have fought him if you wanted to.
There's not one specific answer.
No, it could go any way. We're ranking you in order of who does better.
As it
Finally,
turns out, for this
Jeff
challenge,
understands
each
the
contender and
game.
scenario will be ranked individually based on what the contender did well to improve the situation and what they did wrong to make it worse. They will initially all be given 3 points for each scenario, and additional points will be added or deducted based on the quality of.
Remember, guys, if something bad were to happen, anything you do, you say or do, it's in the Miranda rights, guys. Whatever it is you say and do affects what other people see on you. So you got to be careful with what happens here, because if this ends up in a legal dispute, what are you gonna say? There's no cameras, right? It's he says you it's between you and the other person. No, the judge doesn't know if you're lying or not. The judge doesn't know if the other person's lying or not. Oh, this is exactly what I think this is by far the scariest of all the other ones, besides the physical stuff that's happened with the knives and stuff. But this right here, this one is hard. This one, anything legal that leads to legal disputes. Oh my gosh.
Of their actions. Their final score for each scenario will be added to the scoreboard, and there will be 3 different scenarios in total.
I want to start a dialogue because people make these hard and fast rules in the world of self-defense, and quite often they're wrong. Nothing's black and white.
And as for Jeff Chan's score, for changing seats
That's
and
right.
getting between the attacker and the girlfriend, and for doing an all-around good job at de-escalating the situation, he receives a +1 point.
It's always a
and no point
de-escalation.
deductions since no major mistakes were made, leaving him with 4 points for this scenario.
Being me would have wanted to fight. The old me would have. But with my fiance, she would be so angry at me. I would get in way more trouble with her than any sort of fight.
And next up was Ramsey Dewey.
Yeah, that's happened before.
Well, sorry about that. How you doing today, sir? Yeah, okay.
He's laughing. He seems jovial. He's probably not going to start trouble. He seems too happy.
No, keep your hands to yourself.
You both the same places?
Knowing Dewey in his videos and the way he's been in the last few episodes, I know Dewey will try to talk his way out of it, because he's very charming. He's very he's very docile. He's like a Great Dane. He's freaking huge. He's got all the weapons on him. He's got the fangs. But the dude does not want to fight. So in my personal opinion, I think I know what Dewey's gonna do. He's gonna try to de-escalate the situation, just like the way Jeff did. But he did it in the very beginning where he got held up, right? So he knows how to handle this, I think. See, he's very. Look at him. He's very.
Oh, they're gonna say, "Hey, shut up there," and they're gonna start.
He's very. He's a sweet guy.
MJ, oh man, she was the provoker.
That's so. How long are we gonna take?
Yes. Oh, you have to be careful with the person you're with sometimes. Oh, you have no idea. You know how hard it is for somebody in your position when even the other person that you're with could be the one that's wrong? Oh, my gosh. It happens, guys. It really does. And you don't know whose side to take, because as soon as you take the other guy's side, which is supposed to be the bad guy, which is this dude right here, supposed to be the bad guy, and the person you're with is turning into the bad guy, what do you do? Oh, I've handled situations like these where I have to separate them, and I would talk to them calmly, right? And let them know what they're doing is wrong, even though you're trying to back them up. This person, on the other hand, you don't tell them that they're wrong because they're the bad guy and they're already in the opposing side of you. She's with you. He's not. So you tell them, hey, dude, you're wrong. You should stop. No, you can't say that to somebody. You don't. All right? De-escalate. Just let them know, hey, you got to word it properly, saying, hey, we're here to watch a movie, blah, blah, blah. Look at what Dewey's doing. It's exactly the same thing I would have done. I've been doing this for years, guys. You know how many fights I could have gotten into in the streets if I didn't use words first? Always use words first. It's the smartest thing you can do before somebody gets stabbed or somebody gets shot.
Seriously, what would happen if I just...
I shouldn't be joking around, but the chick is actually pretty tall. that lady is pretty big herself. She could probably beat up everybody there. All right, with jokes aside, let's watch.
Just walked out right now and be like, bye, have fun fighting each other.
Yeah. Whoa. There, that's what I would have done. Oh, no, that's a totally different story. That's a totally different story.
Well, nobody died, so that's a success.
But unfortunately, that's not how the judges saw the situation.
We managed to run around and punch Alex in the head.
Drop him down to a 2. I was able to go.
He should have stopped her.
Talking self-defense is in. He still protected you and himself.
Alex probably would have hit her back. He allowed him to get around and fight, just that Alex didn't fight back.
Also, another thing too, guys, if you're in a dark place like that in the movie theater, don't forget somebody could pull out a knife on you. You don't know where their hands are. So what Dewey did, getting close to that guy, I would not have hugged the guy. I wouldn't. I would have just kept him away. Hey, dude, hey, try to use the words and blah, blah, blah. The same thing that I've been saying the whole time. But be careful, because the guy could have been drunk before he got into the movies, even though there's no drinking in some movie theaters. But things like that could happen, guys. So be very careful. You just don't know who you're gonna end up meeting one day. Could be a psycho.
Had Alex that situation, then
Yeah.
Unfortunately for Ramsey, although he did a number of things well, he made the critical mistake of giving an opportunity for his girlfriend to physically assault the other person,
he should have
leading the situation to catastrophic results and leaving Ramsey Dewey with only 2 points for this scenario. Meanwhile, the others had more luck.
Come on, Dewey.
Drunk guys coming in, so I'm like, hey, do you want to switch seats?
Catastrophic results and leaving Ramsey Dewey with only 2 points for this scenario. Meanwhile, the others had more luck.
I see a drunk guys coming in, so I'm like, hey, do you want to switch seats?
And leaving Ramsey Dewey with only 2 points for this scenario. Meanwhile, the others had more luck.
I see a drunk guys coming in, so I'm like, hey, do you want to switch seats? Great, okay, I'm sitting on the edge, just gonna come over here, sit next to me. MG, safer.
Oh, good. Just trying to get the D3.
Walks past me and MJ, I'm like,
I'm really sorry. I'm
God.
sorry. I know I'm the worst. Sorry. How are you, man?
You got like the whole cinema to sit in? The only D here is you. I'm like, you?
Oh, yeah.
What the hell? Smack about my boy? Dude!
We're done.
I could have been more strict earlier, and I think that's where trouble lies. Our politeness gets to us.
Who was the best?
Honestly, Robbers was the only one that tried to actually take control of the situation by possibly removing me, because he identified that I was the problem in that situation.
When things started to go pear-shaped, straight away he said, we're out.
Good one.
I reckon Matt was number one because remember you had that chat.
Good one.
Outside?
Yeah.
Rokas, good job.
Before we go in, we're just gonna have a chat.
I do this with my real life partner, my fiance, Christina. Hi, Christina.
A bit dangerous in there. If anything happens, what do you do? What's the plan?
We both know what our roles are. If anything really bad goes down, her role is to run and call the police. My role is to also escape that situation as soon as I can, but before I can do that, she has to be somewhere safe.
I'm lost for words, guys. I am truly lost for words. I think this is by far one of the smartest things I have ever heard in my life. Okay, so you guys know that I have a wife and a daughter. My daughter, I taught her survival skills from when she was a kid. And I keep telling her, whenever it is you go into a new building, always look for exit where the hallways are, know where the doors are. She doesn't have to walk into them, but you know, whenever you're there, take a look at the fire exits, know where they are, know where the narrowest corridors are, and where the biggest area is. Things like that, things that could fall over on you. I keep telling her, you know, you got to understand those things. But I never thought to divide the roles, because in my experience, whoever is the one taking lead is the one that makes the fastest decisions first. This right here was really a really good thing. Before it even started, he already talked to her and gave her a role, which is wow. This is a really good, so that there's no confusion, there's no chaos, there's no mutiny on who's a leader in the situation. So this is really good. This is really good. I like this. I just learned something right now.
Sit here first. Why can't he move?
Let's sit over here.
Well, no. Okay, drink more seat.
Okay, we're gonna go.
Yeah, come on, little man.
For taking a preemptive step and doing an all-round great job, Matt got 5 points. For the
Nice.
to a share total score with Ramsey Dewey.
The scenario training, I thought I was going to do terrible at. I always get caught a little flat because it just reads fake. But they had probably one of the greatest improvisational actors of our generation, MJ.
I beg your pardon.
You have to. Sorry, mate. Stop doing that. We're going.
Good idea, Mike. Good job, Mike.
And then there was Seth.
I have been on some really unfortunate dates. I've been put in some really weird situations.
I beg your pardon.
They start yelling at each other. I red flag number, like who knows how many at this point. I would have broken up with her a long time ago.
He's a black belt with 2 white stripes. He can probably
She's gonna hit me with some Budo code for crazy girls, I guess. I don't have to defend Your Honor. Your Honor seems a little cute. They started throwing water at each other. I think I like avatared it, blocked it.
Nice. Avatared it.
I was actively.
The 2
breaking up
stripes
with guys who
was
walked down.
too funny for me.
And hopefully lived a much happier life.
Unfortunately, while Sensei Seth did a number of things right, his de-escalation took much longer than others and was close
Yeah.
to getting out of hand a number of times, leaving
The
him
longer
with
the
points and back to
de-escalation,
sharing
the more
first
the
spot with
escalation
Jeff
happens.
Chan.
That's really a thing, guys.
People don't put their shopping cart back.
And now it was time for the second scenario.
No violence the whole time.
I'm ready for violence this time.
And Jeff Chan was the first one to go again.
Put this over. This mostly. Yeah, I'll leave you.
Oh. What if? This is just another guessing game for me, guys. What if it's still the same scenario? You de-escalated the situation, but the guy holds a grudge. Right when you guys are on your way to your car, like Mike left, Jeff left, everybody left. Rokas, right? What if the guy that you left in the movie theater held a grudge on you? So on your way out to your car, your girlfriend goes to your significant other goes to your car. You decide, oh, I'm going to go use the restroom because I saw a little stall that they were in and the dials for hot and cold water. It just gave me the bathroom vibe. And while you're in there, what if they followed you? Ooh! Always keep your head rotated, guys. Always look around like whoop, whoop, whoop. Right? Keep your this You guys are learning a lot, as I am learning a lot. Oh, whoa, whoa! This is not what I thought it was. Yo! This is not what I thought it
before you
was.
freak out, let me point out that the blood was tomato sauce and the poop was Nutella. But the situation itself is more from real life than some of you could expect.
We'll work in corrections, and in corrections, if someone doesn't want to be detained, they just basically get fecal matter, rub it all over themselves, so no one wants to touch them.
And each one of our guys will have to figure
That's
out
true.
a way
But this is not what I thought it was, though.
Blindfolded, I don't know what, and he's like, take a deep breath. I thought he was coaching me, and it was like straight up eggs. Well, it was just shit.
We did have a stink bomb to engage all the senses.
And we will come back to see how Jeff Chen did at the end.
Guys. Nutella or not, if you start to smell something and you do not like it, your brain reacts to self-defense mode immediately. I like this. I really, really like this. Because now that your sensory or your sensors, I don't know how to say it. I'm so like, what is this? I'm lost right now. But anyway, your sensors right now are going haywire. You're gonna lose control. It's gonna be overwhelming. So this right here, oh my goodness, you're gonna end up fighting in here. So all that talk, it's gonna go right out the window. I can guarantee it right now.
But first, let's see how the other guys did. Starting with me.
Even though this is a whole different scenario, but if I didn't know because I smelled it and they didn't tell me that that was just stick bomb, I would freak out because I do not like stuff like that. I'm just letting you guys know. My hands and feet might start swinging, guys. I'm just telling you guys the truth. I will not let anybody touch me like that.
Getting out of the shower and I see this bloody guy. My first instinct is to help him, and then suddenly I see Poop Man appear, and I see he has a sharp edge in his hand, and I'm like, oh my god, what am I gonna do?
No.
I was kind of confused, and
I'm freaking out right now. No.
I do not want to provoke the situation, so I put my elbow in front of him. So I would have a frame. I grab his hand, and I'm seeing is he aggressive or not. My concern, if I'm gonna try to grab the knife, he's gonna get aggressive. He's gonna attack me. So I'm starting to talk to him like, is it okay if I grab your knife? And then suddenly, Blood Man, he grabs the knife. I'm like,
oh no. Oh no! Why are you?
Starts cutting himself.
Oh what?
Whoa, this is not what I planned. So they have to grab.
Dude, the dude is suicidal.
What do I do now? So I start guiding them out of the shower. Eventually, they reach the door, open, and I'm like,
okay. I've had another situation like this at the place I worked at. It's supposed to be confidential, so I can't really say too much here. But something like this has happened. And you don't know who's who. Now that I know about the knife thing and the guy tried to, yeah. So that's I'm not saying that happened in the other thing, but the poop situation, it's kind of like that. So now you know that one person is not a threat and the other one is not a threat to you, but is a threat to themselves. Okay, so that's another thing, right? It's not this anymore. It's about this right here is just hurting themselves. All right, but the poop situation though, it's kind of like that. You have to watch yourself. You don't want to get it in your cuts or your mouth, your eyes, things like that. But you still have to de-escalate the situation. This is where professionalism kicks in. I freak out when it comes to stuff like this, but I still had to be professional and I still handled the situation. This is rough. Your sensory organs just sniffing all this, and then you're touching it. You don't like the feeling of it. Oh, it's all kinds of like overwhelming sensory disruption right now. So now you know the other person is a threat to themselves. This is where it gets interesting.
Like, can anybody help me here? Now I feel that
I would call for help because now you know the other person's suicidal. The other person may have tried to help, but he's covered in all this, right? And all that stuff. Oh my gosh. So I would call for help. I would call for backup.
I did an amazing job. This is perfect. I saved everyone. I did not get attacked.
Before you think you're done, now you have to explain it. You have to tell the supervisors, their supervisors. Somebody has to call the police, and you have to clean yourself up, and then you have to write a statement. That statement has to be exactly the way it should have happened in your head. in your experience, and they have to write a statement in their own experience. So it may not match. So watch out, because a legal statement like this can go take you to a legal dispute again.
Did not provoke a fight. Later, I learned that I did not get the max score for this because
First, let's check in with two more guys who made the same mistake I did. Icy Mike and Ramsey Dewey.
It was so confusing. The bloody guy was saying he stabbed someone. I was like looking at him, and then a humongous, like enormous, like an impossibly big creature covered in shit emerges.
The poop man. Oh boy. And they're both saying incoherent, crazy ramblings. They're talking like mental patients. I guess that's the same.
Yeah, that's where I worked at. I worked at a mental institution, and it was pretty crazy, guys.
Now I'm 99.99% certain it's not real shit, but I didn't want to get any on me.
The dude who was bleeding, I heard him say, "I'm sorry for stabbing your brother." So apparently this is like some sort of revenge scenario that played out. I'm very interested. Why did Poop Man stab Blood Man?
Here's my thing about a guy who's been stabbed up. I don't know why. Maybe he had it coming. I don't know. It's not my problem.
Poop guy starts shambling a little bit closer. He raises up the thing. And so I go for top double wrist lock, put him on the floor.
So I'm getting out of there. But Poop guy was in the way. The biggest problem with the shit guy.
The difference between Dewey and Rokas is Rokas actually got to talk to the guy and took the thing safely. Oh, no, it wasn't. No, I'm wrong. I forgot the other guy took it from him. And he tried to... Oh, that's right. Okay. Oh, my goodness. I completely forgot that's what happened. I don't know if I would have been able to ask him to either put the thing down or give it to me. I would ask him to put it down, because if he gives it to me, you're gonna end up cutting yourself. You don't know what kind of STDs are on that blade or that glass. Ooh, this is really interesting, guys. I would have asked him to stay where he's at, put the knife down or the glass, or maybe the last resort, what Dewey's doing. But we don't know. We don't know.
As I kicked him, and he was humongous, he didn't go anywhere.
Let go of the weapon. He doesn't. I crank on the wrist a little more.
Remember in the last episode, I told you guys, Icy Mike is like Sean from The Walking Dead. He gives no F's about anything, or gives no care about anything, and he just goes straight for the kill. He just wants to end everything, not literally kill the guy, but he wants to end everything. I don't know if that's the right scenario for this, because these could be patient, or these could be mentally disabled people. So let's watch.
The weapon. Eventually he does.
Then he tried to kill me, and I had to fight.
Okay, there you go. That's when you do it.
I booked it out of there.
I saved the day. I'm a hero, man.
Unfortunately, that's not how the judges saw the situation.
How are the judges going to see this? It is so hard, guys. This is really
Before we
hard.
break down everyone's performance, here's what got Jeff Chan 5 points
I
for
would-
the scenario.
Yeah, ask how if... Oh, no!
Jeff is number one by a wide margin. Ran out the door. He got very little shit on him.
It turns out in this type of situation, the best solution is to get out of the way. As how Jeff Phillips puts it, in self-defense, you are the most important person to protect. And by doing so, Jeff gets the max score. Meanwhile...
I didn't think about that either, guys. I was thinking of being the hero. See, I'm learning with you guys. See? Even though there's a threat to that one guy, you are the most important person in there. So you have to get out so that you can call the professionals and help them out. I'm learning with you guys.
While I saved both people, I was putting my own life at risk by engaging with them. And while Ramsey received the point
There you
for
go.
disarming
See?
and kicking away the glass shard, he lost points for engaging, turning his back to one of the mental patients who could have attacked him then, and for having direct contact with a blood wound, which could have led to an infection. Leaving him
There
with
you
only
go.
2
See?
points for
The infection, you can't
mistakes,
touch it.
And me with a total of 3 points. And while Icy Mike had the right idea of not trying to help,
This guy had no intention of stabbing anyone, but after Mike kicked him, he did.
he risked escalating the situation by engaging instead of running away, leaving Mike with 3 points.
Not gonna lie. If somebody were to get close to me just like that, I would have done exactly what Mike did. Mike did. I would have. And my first one is not punch him. I have shoes on, so I'm not gonna get any infection on my feet. If I push kick him, if he doesn't cut my leg, I push kick like a mule, guys. If I push kick you, you're flying on the other side of the room. I'm just saying, if I push kick you, you're out of my way. So yeah, Mike, you and I are in the same boat here, but we were both wrong. This is getting really.
For his performance.
Now I know.
Here's what happened to Matt.
You have to get out.
I see super bloody guy.
The only reason why I would have thought of staying is because I was a security guy. So my security experience tells me to stay and assess the situation. I always had to assess that situation. I think that's my only drawback here because of my security experience from back then. I have to stay and see what's going on so that I can tell the people, hey, this is the information you're getting from me and it's all true information. I forgot that I can't be there.
Immediately I'm like, bing. And then I see poop guy.
Hey, whoa, hey, stop right there.
I'm asking questions, I'm trying to talk him down, trying to figure out what's happening.
Move over here. Are you talking to me?
Actually, I get really frustrated because I can't hear who's talking and kind of drive me mad. People talking in the movie theater, people talking in poop.
Hey, look, no, we're not passing this around.
The man off to the right takes the knife off of Poopman and then starts to cut himself. That changed my perspective. They're both crazy and I need to get the fuck out of here.
I go to push him up, so I'm hoping I can scoot through and under. He reaches with this hand, and I go like this, and he poops my eye.
Oh no! You're infected now.
Putting himself at too much risk. Matt gets 4 points, putting him in the 4th position, and Seth almost gets 4, but he did physically engage with the poop man, leaving him with 3 points and putting him in the 2nd position.
Do you get a point for surviving, or who gets the less on? If I got poop in my eye, I mean, I feel like that's not good.
That's not good.
And the contenders
That's not
were
good.
ready for the 3rd and last scenario, but they still did not know what to expect.
Dude, you
Being led
guys.
towards the room, and I'm looking at every corner. Am I gonna get jumped right now?
Yet they were not jumped on the way, but instead led to an office area where they met MJ again.
What am I here for?
But this time in a different role that they were about to find out what it was.
I'm guessing she's a counselor. She's like a counselor or a lawyer?
See these other guys sitting. Okay, so they're gonna attack me. No, I pass by them.
Thank you so much for joining me. Come on through.
I enter an office and I see my boss.
Okay.
Okay, so probably somebody's gonna get into the room and attack me.
I heard you got married recently. Very lucky lady.
But my brain is half on the conversation, half on the door, waiting for someone to step in. She starts to come closer, and I start to realize, oh, she's probably my assailant.
Consistent pattern. Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And she has a pen. That may be a weapon. Maybe she's like a psycho.
Because of this consistently poor performance, it's sort of beyond a performance management plan. But the good news is
Sexual harassment. This is a sexual harassment case. She's approaching him. You guys got to be very careful with this kind of stuff. I can see it already.
Then I'm starting to get some authority vibes. If I'm gonna engage into this, she's just gonna stab me in the neck and I'm gonna die.
No, you just said yourself, I just got married.
Marcus, I think it's best if you take a seat.
She blocks the way, and my first concern is, there's the weapon. She's gonna stab me now. So I lock the arm.
No, you can't touch her. You can't touch her. Don't touch her.
Thinking now 2 security guys are gonna run in. They're gonna attack me, and that's my defensive situation. I'm gonna have to explain to them that I did nothing wrong and framing so she wouldn't attack me with a pen. And I hear,
Alright, did you touch my boob?
I'm like, yes, I did touch your boob.
Hello, somebody help me. Where is security?
I'm looking for those 2 guards.
This is so scary, guys.
Okay, so MJ was the psycho girl that was supposed to kill me. Turns out, no, she was supposed to just abuse me.
It appears I misread the situation, as the real subject was much more serious and important.
We're trying to cover holistic self-defense, and I know that one of the things that people will criticize us is saying all we have here is a bunch of guys punching on. It's not really addressing true self-defense. A lot of people claim that 90% of it is other things that happen, like domestic violence, family violence. So we wanted to address that in some format, but without being too distasteful, maybe slightly distasteful, and also to address some of the issues that may happen with women. I have no doubt that happens to women all the time, and so to flip it around on you guys, it's not an attempt to be funny, it's something that's kind of serious, and to cover that one box. This is probably more likely to occur to people than someone jumping out with a knife and stabbing you.
Yeah.
You tell him if you did well.
At the end, yeah, you did.
The judges saw some good decisions in my performance, such as standing up from the chair early, and bad ones, such as becoming too physical, leaving me with an average score of 3 points. Meanwhile, Jeff Chan
That was
learned
funny.
valuable lessons.
I understand that people have bad months, so we're starting to see a bit of a pattern here. But the good news is that we can fix it.
I'm gonna be very direct. I said, okay, I'm leaving now. When she said something again, I turned around and was like, yeah, I'm gonna go. And I still kind of fed into her by talking to her. Although I'm saying no, I'm too nice of a person to just completely straight up walk away. But her feedback was that you wanted, so I didn't think of that.
Guys, I'm gonna put the Asian card in here, okay? Jeff is Asian and I'm Asian. It's rude in our culture to walk away when somebody's talking to you, regardless of how uncomfortable you are. We bite our tongues and we stay, and we can't show, oh gosh, how do you say it? We can't show our bad side. We can't like say anything negative. It's just in our culture. We just can't do that. Especially when you're talking to your supervisor or your boss. Yeah, situations like this is kind of rough for some guys in this situation, especially when culture's involved.
Jeff did great by saying no initially, for being too hesitant to leave, and for staying seated for too long. He was kept at 3 points, while Matt made his own mistake.
Where's the man on steroids hiding in a cupboard somewhere?
You know what, should I close that door?
If you like.
As soon as I realized what MJ was doing, my brain honestly flicked from I'm doing a scenario game to I actually have a partner in real life and I need to act as this is real.
The good news is that we can probably fix that.
Whoa, I gotta go.
Yeah, I would have done that.
Sorry, I gotta go. Hey, you told me that engagement. I gotta go. Sorry, thank you.
Take a seat, Matt. If you walk out, it's gonna be your job.
Good job, Matt.
Although Matt did a great job at leaving immediately and
But how do you explain that to somebody, though? Will they believe you?
using an object to create distance, he suffered for closing the door while he was in the office, leaving him with 3 points
Yeah.
as well. And then there was Ramsey.
Was I the only one there who was legitimately concerned for my job in that scenario?
How's your partner doing? Good?
First of all, I am absolutely terrible at picking up on flirting. I'm so oblivious of flirtation. So she slides across the desk and puts her foot on my knee and says, "We're gonna have to let you go unless..." And then dramatic pause. I'm like, "Unless what?" And then buttons a button.
Is it hot in here, Ramsey?
I'm like, "Well, that's reasonable. It's really hot here in Australia in the summer."
These situations, they always make me so stressed.
And then slides in closer, and I'm like, "Well, hold on a minute." Excuse me, ma'am.
Now, Ramsey, you know it's a very difficult job market out there.
I'm thinking, what would real me do? It's implied I need this job. This is a complex scenario, so it must have a complex solution. She gets closer, and I'm like, whoa.
Ramsey,
I'm
sit
married
down.
now.
You walk out that door, and you're walking out on your job.
At which point she screams, "He touched me!"
Oh my God!
Oh, that is bad.
Scenarios like this open your mind to a whole bunch of possibilities. I think more self-defense schools should spend a lot more time doing this sort of thing.
Yes.
Despite his light bulb moment about self-defense scenario drills, he received a total of 3 points for this scenario, since while he eventually did leave the office, his stay was by far too long. And then
Too
since
long.
Seth was ready to give a better example,
And she puts a pen in her mouth, and if you don't know, that is a sign.
I'm okay.
Sad.
Thank you. Hey, I hope you find a hire that gets better sales.
and receives 4 points for being able to pick up bad signs early and leaving with confidence. But then Icy Mike comes in to steal the show.
Performance review. Let's go.
What did I do? I've actually been, as a very, very young man, in a situation very similar to that. It happens to women a lot. We hear a lot about that. A lot of times we don't hear as much about men, or if we do, it's treated as a joke. She's a very quick improvisational actor, so I felt intimidated. And that's a delicate situation, because I got to get out of there without letting her behave inappropriately towards me, and also not giving anyone any reason to believe that I behaved inappropriately.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I would have done the same thing. I would have like moved the chair.
It's okay. It's, we can fix this.
Actually,
Look, Mike, for me, because I really like you
Yeah, yeah.
as a person.
Cool,
so
cool, cool, cool.
I think
Yeah.
you should probably take a seat and we can probably talk this out.
Olivia Quick. She's good, dude.
And that's how Mike got 5 points and got ahead in the lead of Ramsey Dewey.
It's sort of like a lose-lose situation for the man. It's either
Oh
you
my
do
gosh,
this or
that
you
was
lose your
that's a
job. Because if
hard
you
one,
lay your hands
guys.
on the woman to be like, no, stop, even if it's preventative, you're automatically the bad guy because you've touched her.
Yes. Do not touch. Do
I see the
not.
guys coming out of their exhaust, spent.
They just stabbed me a bunch.
After that, I was pretty upset with myself.
They got exponentially harder.
How was it? Terrible. Worst thing ever. Hated every moment.
Wow. What an episode, you guys.
Sex worker? Sex worker? That's not what that scenario was.
It was sex, it was bored.
Sex worker.
When she said, you're only bringing in $10,000 of revenue, this looks like work in the streets.
I see the guys coming out of their exhaust, spent.
They just stabbed me a bunch.
After that, I was pretty upset with myself.
They got
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Until next time, we will be waiting for the Ultimate Self-Defense Challenge number 6, hopefully next week, and we can discuss more of the, what just took place. Yeah, until the next one, guys. All right, thanks for watching. See you next time.